Hello, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome to another Vlogmas-ish video, and this is the second part of my kind of Advent series catch-up. Thank you to everyone who has said that they would be interested in seeing how my Advent projects progress throughout the month of December. So I'm going to chat today about the progress that I've made on my granny stripe blanket, which is the project that I'm working on to use the minis that I have been gifted as part of my friend's Advent swap. So I'll pop part one of the video, a link to it up on the screen now, in case you missed it the first time round and want a little bit more background to this swap and my project, etc. But in that first video, I opened up the packages on day 1 to 4. So I have, of all of my Advent calendars, I think I have most kept on top of this one. And as I'm recording this, I'm actually recording this on Monday the 14th. Aside from the package that I've just opened this morning, I am completely up to date with all of the minis in that blanket. So I haven't managed to add the minis every day. There's been a couple of days where I was on catch up, but on the days that I got behind, I was never behind by more than one, if that makes sense. So the most I had to sit and crochet in were 2 mini skeins. Crochet eats up yarn quite quickly, so it was never a problem to try and sort of catch up if I did fall behind a little bit. So hopefully now coming, I'm handing over to me of the past. I've been recording me opening my packages every day, so hopefully here in some form or another will be me opening days 5 to day 12. I think I also took a little bit of footage of me working on the blanket at some point, so hopefully my memory is not misleading me and I still have that footage and I haven't accidentally deleted it, which I sometimes have a habit of doing. So yes, hopefully if I still have that, you'll have that coming up now too. Advent day 6 and the first day of failure for my crochet project yesterday. I didn't get around. I'm looking over there because Jenny's mini is sat on the sofa waiting to be crocheted into the blanket. I spent quite a lot of time knitting on my Scrappy V yesterday. Between that and spinning up my fibre Advent, I didn't do any of my other Advent projects yesterday, so that's a-okay. I have 2 crochet minis to do today, and I'll definitely catch up today because I'm finding I'm enjoying the crochet so much. When I get to the end of my mini, I wish there was a little bit more, so today will be nice because I'll actually have 2 to pop in. And this one is from Katrin. It's in this gorgeous pink bag from Lush, and she has her amazing washi tape with boobs on. If you don't know, Katrin raises money for under the treasure chest account on Instagram. I'll try and remember to pop a link below. She tirelessly campaigns for her local breast cancer unit to raise money to help folks that are battling that disease. Oh, there is a Christmas badge in here, Nadolig Llawen, which is Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas in Welsh. And I have, oh, a gorgeous mini from Somerset Yarns. Colourway is Sprinkles, and it is this amazing sort of neon pastel rainbow. Katrin loves her rainbows and bright colours, so this is totally Katrin, and I think I'm going to have so much fun putting this into my blanket later on today. Friends Advent day 7. I have a package from Zoe for day 7. Ooh, yummy. There is a lovely quality street in there for me to tuck into later. And then, wow, this gorgeousness, which is pinks, purples and a turquoise blue, which looks absolutely yummy in this mini skein. It looks like a singles, so it's nice and soft and squishy. I shall look forward to crocheting that into my blanket. I managed to catch up yesterday. I got behind on Saturday, so I popped in 2 minis yesterday, so I'm all caught up again and determined to stay on track. Day 8 of my friend's advent calendar swap. I got behind yesterday. I didn't manage to crochet in the mini from Zoe. I was busy catching up with my Caroline advent projects. So I am having a Ruth day today. This little package is from Ruth. The thing with the crochet blanket is I know I'll be able to catch up. Ooh, there's all sorts of treats in here. There's a little mini Santa hat, which is super cute. I might pop that on one of my Christmas decorations downstairs. And I have a Santa chocolate and some love hearts, yummy. I shall tuck into those later after I've finished work. And then the mini skein is Owl About Yarn BFL in the Rarity colour, maybe, can't quite read that. It's this lovely sort of creamy base with blue, purple speckles, blue, yeah, different shades of blue, some purpley pinks. It's really lovely. What's it? Oh, I had the blue, purple, pink sort of singles from Zoe yesterday, so that was a much sort of deeper colour, so it's going to look really nice against that. Day 9 in my friend's advent swap, which means it's a Charlie day today. So I'm going to dig into this package. I managed to catch up with my blanket yesterday. I had 2 mini skeins to crochet into it, so I'm on track. So we have this gorgeous natural sort of grey brown. I'm in love with this sort of colour at the moment. An inkling that I'd love to have a colour like this to go with my Jacob Ryland spin that I'm doing at the moment. So I may be on the lookout for some fleece in this sort of colour next fleece season, next year. So this is a Win It mix, and it is Jacob, Texel and Bleu de Main. It's interesting, not heard of that. 100% Lancashire wool. Look forward to adding that to my blanket. Would look nice in my hat too. And inside is also a lovely sort of sew-on leather patch. How many times have I worn this jumper? Still haven't woven in the ends. So that will look nice to add on to a project. Actually, that would be quite a nice little label on a hat, wouldn't it? Advent day 10 and time for my friend's advent. It's a Jeanette day today. I've got this cute little Christmas sack with a gingerbread man on. I'm actually, right next to me here is the empty bag from the Flourish Fibres advent, and I'm actually using it to collect up all of the bags and packaging from my advents, because they're all really nice kind of Christmassy festive papers and bags, and it'll be a shame just to chuck them in the recycle or throw them away. Some of them are foiled, so I'd probably have to throw those away. So I figured I'd keep them all, and if I end up doing any advent type trades or Christmas swaps next year, then I can reuse the packaging. Every little helps the planet, doesn't it? Anyway, Jeanette advent. Ooh, extra goodies. Yummy. Oh, look at that. There is a cheeky elf from Thornton's. That will be a nice treat when I get home from work today. It's an out of the house work day today. And there is a tea bag, Sleepy Me, from the English tea shop. So that'd be a nice one to have this evening. And then the mini is yellow, green and white. Looks like a self-striping type yarn, so that will make really nice little clusters in my granny square blanket of the different colours. That's lovely. Friday the 11th of December, day 11 of Advent. What is that I can see on the wall behind me? Oh, it's not on the wall, it's on the camera. Ignore me. It's Friday. It's a very wet, miserable day here in South Wales today. I've not long stepped out of the shower, so I'm looking a bit wet indoors as well. So Friends Advent, it's a Jenny day today. Oh, Jenny has included some amazing sparkly stitch markers in this package, and they're actually ingenious because you can use them as a stitch marker. They've got a ring at this end, or a progress keeper. They've got a lobster claw at the other end, and I've got this sort of plain kind of crystal, and then two purple smaller beads. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jenny. Some Haribo for me to snack on. I am behind on my snacking as well. I definitely need a treats jar like Caroline has. And then the yarn in today's package to put into my blanket is Riverside Studio Merino and Nylon in the Wasabi colourway. So yeah, my aim for this evening is to put the last two minis, so yesterday's and today's, into my blanket. And actually I don't have any urgent admin to start this morning, so I might start on yesterday's mini, head out to work, have a slow cozy start to the morning. So it's about 10-ish in the morning, and I've got maybe about 45 minutes before I head out to work. I don't have any pressing admin tasks to do. I do have accounts to catch up on, but who wants to do that on a Friday? That can wait till next week. So I'm going to treat myself to a lazy Friday morning with a bit of crochet, catch up on my Advent crochet. I've got yesterday's package here from Jeanette to add before I get stuck into Jenny's mini from today. But I thought I might just show you. It's been a while since I've shown you this blanket, so I thought I might show you my progress. So this is the first mini that I crocheted in this Advent, and we go all the way up to the last one. So as you can see, it's a good few inches of progress. Well, we're on day 11 and I've crocheted the first 9 into my blanket. So that lovely royal sort of purple was the first one from Zoe. And then I had this one, which I think was from Ruth, yeah. And then the alpaca from Charlie. This lovely red was from Jeanette. And then I had the blue from Jenny. The lovely sort of pastel-y rainbow was from Catherine. And then I had this one across here, which was kind of a, I guess, a self-striping. So you can see the colour sort of changes. Some of it was purple, some of it was pink, and there were some blues. That was from Zoe. And then I had another one from Ruth, another from Charlie, and that was as far as I got a couple of days ago. So I've still got my Leather and Liberty, or Liberty and Leather, can't remember which way round it goes, from Attic Spin Die, which I'm using just to catch the final stitch in my blanket when I stop. I mentioned before, I'm just magic knotting these together. Now I know a couple of you have said that you don't trust the magic knot, and I completely understand that. I have never had any problems with my knots coming undone. I have sometimes had problems with the yarn breaking around the knot, so I've found that the yarn is more likely, if you're giving it a good tug, that it's actually the yarn, in my experience, is more likely to break than the knot itself. I wouldn't do a magic knot for a sweater where I'm kind of, or any sort of garment really, where I'm moving around a lot and the fabric is being kind of moved and tugged and pulled. But for a blanket, although, you know, you might drag it a couple of times to pull over you, it's not getting the same kind of range of movements as a garment, so I have no problem using a magic knot in a blanket. And I think something like this is pretty easy to repair over time if anything does go awry. Can't see my hands now, so I'll move the camera down. This is so lovely and colourful, isn't it? I know that some people don't like the idea of entirely scrappy, because I know some people are a bit more careful about how they choose colours. Obviously I've got quite a big sort of bluey kind of stripe there, and then I've got almost like a neon stripe going on there, but I love the colourful nature of it, and there's lots of happy memories crocheted into this. I think sometimes with these scrappy projects, if I tried to colour coordinate, I would spend all my time faffing around with what colours to put next to what, rather than actually getting on with the project. So it's kind of fun to use the Advent swap in this way, because the decision is taken out of your hands. I'm literally just crocheting in the order that I receive them, come what may. This is quite fun, because the last mini that I crocheted in was Charlie's Win It mix, I think is what she called it, and it's fairly toothy. I know people use the word rustic as well for the yarns that aren't super soft, but it's quite fun to feel the difference in texture, and that one's slightly thicker as well. But in a project like this, I don't think variations in thickness matter at all, and I have done blankets before where I've mixed in 4-ply, DK, even some worsted, have all just gone into the same project, and overall I found it doesn't really affect sort of like the look and the shape of the blanket. I think you can get away with all sorts in a scrappy project, and if you've got super fine yarns that you're putting together with thicker yarns, then of course there's always the option of holding things double or triple or quadruple even. You know, do what feels right, you know, have some fun, use up those minis and leftovers. This is a what would definitely be a self-striping skein if you were knitting with this yarn, but as you can see in the crochet, and rather than a stripe, you get sort of little clusters of different colours. Not sure how well, I'll try and turn the camera around them. So yeah, rather than a stripe, you get kind of like a little cluster of one colour. I've got the green, and then I've got the white, and I'm going into the gold now, which makes for a really fun row in my crochet blanket. Day 12 of my friend's swap advent, and I have a package from Catherine to open today. As we speak, up to date with my crochet blanket, which is really nice. So in here I have a really lovely badge which says just one more chapter, which is perfect for me because I am flying through books at the moment. We're on day 12 of December, and already I've finished 4 books this month, which is crazy. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm able to do that when I'm packing up orders and walking backwards and forwards to work, and standing in post office queues. I take every opportunity I can to listen to my book. So yeah, I've been getting quite a lot of reading done this month. So yeah, I love that. Just one more chapter. And there is a gorgeous mini in the package today from Lay Family Yarn, blue purple. I shall look forward to popping that into my crochet blanket this evening. So all caught up with the opening of the packages, so I can show you the progress, what my blanket is looking like as we speak today. As I mentioned, I'm up to date, so I'm recording this on the 14th, so there's actually 13 minis have been crocheted into this blanket, but I'm going to show you, this is where we started back at the beginning of Advent. At some point across this row, here we go, kicked in the first mini, which was a mini from Zoe, and then since then I have added all 13 of the mini skeins that have come in that swap package. It's quite fun how there's sort of some distinct colour bands. I think we've got this sort of purpley and pink, slightly darker area with the red and the black, and even this sort of pinky and purple is a slightly sort of darker streak, and then we've graduated into this lovely sort of greens, and then some golds, and then we've come back to purples and blues again. So yeah, it's been a really fun project to work on. I've really enjoyed it. Yesterday's mini from Zoe, the 13th, was quite a big mini. I think it was probably slightly over 10 grams, because I managed to get almost 2 full rows out of that mini skein. A 10 gram mini gets me sort of just over a row. My blanket is really quite wide. If I keep pulling it across, you shall see. You shall see how wide it is. So it's basically to cover a double bed. So yeah, a 10 gram mini kind of gets me a row and a bit, but the one that I popped in from Zoe yesterday was more like 2 rows. So yeah, it's quite a good few inches have been added to the blanket this Advent, which I'm really pleased with. I need to actually throw this on my bed. So given that we're at the halfway point and we've gone from here to here, obviously I'm going to have that width again added on by the end of Advent. So yeah, I think I need to throw this on the bed and see how much further I need to go. I think it's still going to be a while. I was wondering if maybe I would be able to finish this project over the coming months, but maybe there's at least one more Advent in this, so maybe it'll be hanging around for a little while yet. But yeah, this has brought me a lot of joy already this December. Anytime that I am crocheting in a mini from one of my friends, I get to think of them, spend some time with them, and yeah, it's just a real pleasure and a real joy. I did have a couple of questions asking what hook I'm using. I'm using a 3.5mm hook. This one's a clover hook. I don't remember how many chains I started with, but it was a lot. But yeah, although this blanket is still going to probably be in the making for a little while, I'm happy with the size that I've made it. I don't regret starting with such a big chain. Yeah, that brings us up to date with where I am with this project at the halfway point. So thank you for watching, and I shall probably come back. I'm not sure whether it'll be later in this month or maybe at some point in January, because at the end of Advent I'll be kicking off my 12 cast-ons. So I'll be doing a vlog every day about the projects that I'm starting for that project. So I probably will have to do the Advent update at some point in January, but I'll definitely come back and show you the rest of the mini skeins that get added to this blanket, and the progress that's been made. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. Until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.